You are live. We are live. We are live. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to start these. Like, what's the normal protocol of welcome to the Wednesday night tarot hour where we're going to read. I don't know. I don't know. This is like, what do we do? So tonight, since all the drama has occurred, I'm my one person who came and went. So what we're doing today is a reading specifically for yes or no questions. So primarily the goal here is to ask very close-ended. So what I'm chewing on or what we're thinking about is like, will such and such happen? Yes or no? Will I get the promotion? Will we close on the house? Will this happen within 6 weeks? Will it not happen within 6 weeks? All those kind of questions. So we're aiming for very, very close-ended, very easy, and they don't even have to be easy questions, but they're just the close-ended questions. And I love to read for these kind of questions because most readers, our tarot readers, don't like to. They like to keep it open. They like to keep it broad. Let's change the camera a little bit. They like to keep it broad to get the most out of your reading as possible. And I think that that is amazing. That is wonderful. And there's a time and a place for all of that. But for me in particular, I like to often ask the cards exactly what you want to know. Because yes, we can do the esoteric. Yes, we can go into like the high levels and the other stuff and the other stuff and the other stuff. But sometimes you really just want to know, am I going to get that promotion? Mm-hmm. Is this going to happen? And kind of helps with anxiety, and it also kind of perpetuates it sometimes. So, let's just play along. But as we're waiting for people to come in and to chime in, all you have to do is comment in the comments. That's wonderfully reciprocal. There we go. Your question, close-ended yes or no questions are what we're aiming for. My dear sweet Melissa will be choosing them for me. Who are you? Oh, yes. So my wife is sitting over here. Hold on. Let's see if we can see my hands. Hands. There we go. Sitting over there. She is moderating for me. So we are choosing questions as we are drawn. We're not trying to skip anyone. Usually when it gets to be about 10 minutes in, these questions start flying by pretty quickly. And sometimes it can be hard to keep up. So we're not trying to deliberately avoid someone. We're just trying to fly by the seat of our pants. So hang in with us as we're trying to get this all taken care of. Hi, Lori. Thanks so much for coming in and hanging out with me today. Do you have a yes or no question that you'd like to start the evening off with? You have me for an hour, so I will read for you or as many people as I can within that time. I know, she's my first one. I love it. I'm glad you're here, dear. I'm glad you're here. But if you don't have a yes or no question, I wish I had a yes or no question. That's the hazards of being a reader. You can answer all your questions. So you wind up not having a whole lot, because if you do, you can just I'll whip that card out. I can do that. And life is grand again. As she's over there giggling at me. But let me go ahead and shuffle. So the deck that I want to use, I have a couple out with me tonight. I want to use my True Black Tarot cards, if you can see. They're kind of there you go. There's that reflective spot gloss. As an industrial designer who made these, I'm in love with these cards. The cardstock is amazing, and they read beautifully, and the art is stunning. So you'll probably see these fly up. I also have a smattering of decks around me today, so it'll be fun to play with them all. Hi, Miss Trisha. I'm leaving yes or no questions for anybody who would like to volunteer. So leave your question for me or comment your question in the comments, and then I will pull that for you or pull that for us. So while I'm waiting for them questions to come in, I want to shuffle these cards. Okay. You have to forgive me. I just realized that this habit of mine of collapsing the deck on my desk makes a lot of noise. So I am going to work on calming that down so you can actually hear me without having all this back end echoing going on. Miss Lori, I see that you have a question for me. In just a second. Will your leg heal this year? I am sorry to hear that you are having any issue that's making you ask that kind of question, like, will it heal at all? That is, or will it heal this year? That's, ouch, ouch. Is it like an ulcer or something that's going on with it? I'm shuffling for you right now, by the way. But yeah, tell me a little bit about what's going on with that leg, and let's see if we can, if we'll know if it'll heal this year. Will Lori's leg heal this year? Will Lori's leg heal? 1, 2, and 3. And so just to give my dear sweet 3 people who are here hanging out with me, if you've not been around while I'm sorry to hear that you have an ulcer. That's no fun. The 3 of you, or excuse me, the few of you that are with me, if you've not seen me do this before, when it comes to yes or no questions, the way I read them is I pull 3 cards, and depending on the card set that I'm using, and I will read reversal cards versus non-reversal cards, and the dominant of the 2 is what the answer, affirmative or negative, depending on the question. And sometimes I also get a bit of context with it. So I will explain as we go. But Miss Lori, you want to know if your leg will heal this year. So what I have for you is the Knight of Swords upright, excuse me, the 2 of Swords upright, and then the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So my thought from what I'm reading just right here, I switched decks on us, so my apologies if you're like, wait, what's going on? Oh, it's the first time you've seen me do this. I'm so glad that you're here, that you can join in and play around. It seems like your leg very well may heal this year. It seems like it's going to take a lot of work to get that done. And I don't know, like, if the back and forth to the medical office or the back and forth to the doctors or the money that's being put into getting your leg healed is a bit of an annoyance. But just to answer the question directly, it does look like you'll get it healed. It just looks like it'll be a pain in the bum to get it to get it done. And so I'm glad to hear that it will get healed, though. It just might be a bit bothersome to do so. Thank you so much for that quick little question. We'll scooch along. Oh, hi, Christina. Let's see. I've been with my boyfriend for almost 5 years. We have a great relationship. Will he ever propose or take the next step? That's fun. Sorry, that was weird. I make random noises all the time, and my family usually laughs at me because we have little hashtags that we'll start yelling at each other. One of my hashtags is like random yelling and random science facts is usually what happens with me. So yes, that was one of my like side moments of random noises. Okay, so will boyfriend of 5 years propose? Will boyfriend of 5 years propose? Let's see if we can get a yes or no out of that, and then see what's going on. Yes or no, yes or no. Oop, I got cards flying everywhere. Ooh, I do have 3. Okay. Okay. So what I have for you is the Death card reversed, the Ace of Wands reversed, and then the 2 of Wands reversed. So as of right now, it looks like it's not looking like he's going to propose, and it very well may be just that he is not in the mind space to be able to do that or be the type of husband that he thinks you want. If this is one of those topics that's perpetually on your mind, to kind of like ease some of the discomfort with that, is just seriously, if you can, get off the topic and let him grow up, because it may be a minute. He may not get there, or he may get there later, but at least as of right now, I don't think proposal is going to be the next foreseeable step in your relationship. But I want to read more for that. You know, I don't want to leave it just at the end. So we may have to come back around. But we're going to keep doing this yes or no bit. Amelia. Will I be moving in with my guy? Aww. I love those questions. They're fun. Except when your cards fly all over the place. Might as well. Oh, do you remember those games that I don't know if you had rude aunts and uncles like I did, that they would play 52 card pickup, and they're like, "Here, you want to play a game?" And your whole cards go flying everywhere, and you're both looking at it like, "Okay, now you have to go pick it up." Anyway, I had rude uncles. Okay, will you move in with your guy? Will you move in? Will you move in? 2 and 3. All right, my dear. Okay, so I have for you the Sun. I also have for you the 10 of Wands upright. The first one was upright as well, and then the Star reversed as well. So just to answer that particular question, very black and white, is will you guys be moving in together? It does look like very likely you guys will move in together. I don't think that one of you it's going to be a walk in the park as like one of you thought it would be. So if you're the messy one and he's super neat, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of contention because of that. So I think you'll work it out, but just know it's like, yes, you'll move in. Yes, you'll move in. It may not be as smooth as you hoped it would be. So keep your ears to the ground on navigating some of those conflicts and tensions that tends to show up with that. Yeah, let's move on. Thank you, Amelia. Denise, excuse me. Oh, you have a problem with dizziness in your inner ear. Will it finally get better? That's a health question. Those are interesting and fun to do as well. Let's see. Will it finally get better? Miss Denise, I'd love to know what you've done, if you've done anything regarding getting it checked out, getting it looked at. Those are all important things when you start to have inner ear issues. Will it finally get better? Will Denise's ear get better? Will Denise's inner ear get better? Okay, that card wants to hop out. 1, 2. All right, Miss Denise, let's see what you got. Okay, so I have the 3, there we go, of Cups. I also have a 3 of Pentacles. Ooh, and my other card, and I have a 10 of Pentacles. So all these cards are upright, my dear. So that is a big Highlandish affirmative. Yes, your ear is going to get better. I don't even have anything to add to it. I feel like it's going to be the work that you're going to be doing with you and others, the efforts that you're putting in to get that taken care of. It's paying off. It feels like there's a family component. So I wonder if it's like a hereditary or you're getting dizzy because of your parents or because of the kids or what have you. But it does look like it's getting better here. So I'm glad to see that that is going to get fixed. Oh, good. Good. I hope it gets better for you, hon. I hope it does. Because that's no fun. All right. Let's see. Who else do we have? Kiki. I see that Felicia is here. Thank you for coming. Okay, will I ever do what it takes to lose weight and live a healthier lifestyle? Such a profound question. Will I ever do what it takes to lose weight and live a healthier lifestyle? Because usually when you ask that question, it sounds like you already know what to do, but what is preventing you from doing it? It's always the question, it seems. So let's see. Will you? Will you? Okay. So what I have for you is the 2 of Swords, as well as the 5 of Wands, and then the 10 of Cups reversed. So what that is telling me is that you definitely will, but, and it's will, but, or yes with a caveat. And the caveat is that you're going to be battling up against your natural inclinations. So you know how like you go to the family reunion and they have the barbecue and you want to go because it's your family, because it's, you know, your community, but you then have the talk in the questions that show up, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this way? Like if you're, for instance, you go vegetarian, it's like, oh, so that means you don't eat meat? That whole conversation. So does that mean pepperoni's off your table? That too. What about chicken? I'm like, okay, we already know that I'm not eating meat. So everything else, like that whole conflict that shows up when you're shifting your lifestyle and you're shifting your life. When you're shifting your life, it forces people to acknowledge their own. And sometimes you get into a bit of a headbutt with the people that you love, because you're kind of being a mirror for them and their inadequacies. So just be prepared, my dear. Be prepared. But I think you can once you absolutely decide. Thank you. What else do we have, my dear? Trisha, will I find a good job soon? I hope so. Let's put a timeline on that, because soon. Let's do 3 months. How about 3 months? And if it's a no, then we'll. Did you hear the door? Oh, okay, I thought somebody was knocking at the door. Let's do. Will you receive a new job within 3 months? Will you find a good job? Good job. Will you find a good job within 3 months? 1, 2, 3. Miss Trisha, find a good job in the next 3 months. Okay. Okay, Miss Trisha, so I have the 3 of Cups for you. With that comes the Page of Wands. So both of these are upright. Love it. And then you have the 5, 6, 7, 8 of Cups reversed. So what that is telling me is that you are going to be finding a good job. What I feel like, though, is that your definition of what good means is going to shift. And so while it looks good right now, you're going to find out that later on it's not necessarily as good as you thought it was, and that there may be a decision to vacate or continue on. So yes, you will. It may not be exactly the good that you thought it was. Oh, I understand that, honey. I'm in the middle of work stuff is a pain. We'll leave it at that. All righty, Miss Trisha, best of luck to you on that one. I know firsthand it's a headache and a hardship. So Miss Melissa's choosing other questions for us. So just to kind of recircle back in for those who just joined us. Hi, Crystal. Thanks so much for chiming in. You made me lose my train of thought. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what we're doing today is yes or no questions. So just being very black and white, being very close-ended. I like to do yes or no questions with reverse cards versus upright cards, and then read the cards themselves for a little bit of context. It's very easy. It's them close-ended questions. So those are the ones that I like to pick out. So Miss Melissa is my wife over here. She is my partner in crime, and she's picking out questions as she's drawn to. So she's not trying to ignore anybody. If you've done the whole like 4 or 5 times, my bad. It gets a little busy sometimes. So we do have Miss Linda. Will I get married? I love that. Let's pull straight cards on will you get married? I like adding a timeline. So if we do this again for you, or just to tell other people when you're wanting to know like those life event questions, sometimes we want to know when. I love to put a timeline on those, but let's do will you as in ever. And sometimes that can at least alleviate some of the anxiety that shows up when you think about getting married. So will you get married? Will you get married ever? All right. 1 and 2. Will Miss Linda get married? Okay. So for you, my dear, I have the moon, so you can see it without it getting washed out. I also have the Knight of Swords. There we go. And that one was reversed, my bad. So reverse card. And then the 6 of Cups upright. So what I'm seeing is that it's going to be a yes, you are going to get married. I do think you're going to get married after a period of self-reflection and like self-healing. And then the person that's going to be like the literal knight in shining armor is going to be the person that you, as of right now, you'd never think it would be. But that person's generosity is probably going to be the big shining, like, oh my gosh, where have you been all my life thing. So it definitely does feel like you're going to get married, my dear. It's just as of right now, it's not anything that you would anticipate or anyone you would anticipate it would be. But that generosity, it's like that heart, like pulls on my strings, pulls on all the heartstrings. All right, Miss Linda, thank you so much for that question. I hope that answered it for you. All right, let's continue on. Felicia. The person that you're with, will you get married? Very, very, very good question. All right. Oops. I'm going to drop some cards. I want to switch cards. All right. Let's go back to Felicia. The person that you're with, will you guys get married? Will you two get married? Isn't that always the perpetual question when you... Maybe that's like the women. Like women seem to be the person who's thinking about marriage like first date. Wanting to know, is it gonna even go there? Is it gonna happen that way? What is the good question? Person you're with, are you two gonna get married? Felicia. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Hi, Miss Felicia. Okay. The cards that I have for you, my dear, is Destiny, which kind of sounds kind of cute in it. And then I also have the the 9 of Wands. So this guy is a little interesting. He's a wolf that's feeling a little bit defensive. And then the 8 of Wands. So this little spread, it seems like you guys very well could, I'm going to say could get married. But there's a lot of intensity. There's a little bit of drama between the two of you. I think if you guys can learn to work through that drama and better communicate and better get on the same page with your relationship, then getting married isn't going to be an issue for you guys. Just as of right now, the intensity of everything, it probably wouldn't be the best idea, but I do think you can, and you probably will, so long as you guys can get to the point of your conflicts. If that makes any sense, my dear. Thank you so much for that question. Let's see what else we got. So I'm going to shuffle along while Miss Melissa is picking the next question for me. So I can talk about that. Yeah. Anybody who hasn't had a chance to visit with me on Facebook or Instagram, information is just right there. On Facebook, it tends to be pretty lighthearted. On Instagram, I like to do daily like community readings just for all of you guys, because everyone that I reach out to and communicate with on Instagram has been super sweet and super kind. So I love giving back and chatting with the people there. Facebook, I tend to have a bit of my services as well as a bit of humor. So feel free to touch base, chat with me on either one of those platforms. You can also find services on Etsy as well. So I have a shop there that has some lower priced readings that you can get that are more card based. So it'd be like 1 question, 2 card kind of thing. But yeah, you can find me. I'm easy to find. I'm easy to locate. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our next question. Will I meet the love of my life soon? Sorry? Kareen, yes. Kareen, will you meet the love of your life soon? Let's read for that. Will she meet the love of her life? The way you perceive it. I'm a woman who's of the opinion that there's, like, the love of your life should be yourself. Like, nobody else can really suit up to that of your life since it's your life. But I want to understand it and read it for exactly that sentiment that you're aiming for. Love of your life. Okay, so what I have for you, dear, is 5, 6, 7 of Wands. I also have the Magician. He's reversed, but I also have Judgment, which is upright. So what this is telling me just directly off the top is that yes. However, and the reason I'm caveating this is that it feels like you've given up a lot of your sense of control and a lot of your internal, your own literal magic. Like you've given yourself up to, you've relinquished your own sense of power in regards to your ability to either attract people or your person. You've released it. There's a feeling for it. Maybe you've just let go of your sense of accountability in regards to your relationships or who you are in relation to your relationships. And so if anything for you, I would love for you to get back into being like whole and one with yourself, so that when you do see that next person, when that next wonderful person, whoever it happens to be, shows up for you, you are better and you're more in a place to actually be with them because you're whole and amazing on your own. You're not dependent and needing something out of them. You can give to that relationship instead of trying to transact the relationship. Like, I will do this if you love me kind of thing. So that is my yes with caveat. Thank you so much for your question, my dear. Let's pull on our next one.
Demetria says your energy feels amazing.
Aww. Demetria, thank you. I appreciate your comment because stuff like that always makes me see if I can blush, and it will happen. You will see me turn like be kind of red. I appreciate the comment though. Thank you so much. Miss Christina, I've been with my boyfriend for almost 5 years and we have a great relationship. Will he propose or take it to the next step? Ooh, we have a lot of wondering about if we're going to get married. I wonder if that's just in the ethos. Ether. Which one is it? Is it ether? Do you guys know? Is it ether or ethos? Like when I'm trying to like the metaphysical soup in which like all of our little souls are in. Like, that's an ether. It's ether, right? Damn it, because ethos to me is like a life philosophy. Yeah. Is an ethos. So excuse the sad commentary. Christina, let me not take this away from you. You are wanting to know you and boyfriend for 5 years. I love that you're in a great relationship. Let's just pull the 5 and keep it going. 1, 2, 3. Will you two get married? Take the next step. Will you two move forward? Okay, my dear, I have the 2 of Swords for you. I also have the 4 of Pentacles for you. Luckily, these 2 are upright. Not a luckily thing. Never mind. Excuse that statement. But I do have also oops, it was this way. The Queen of Cups reversed for you, sweetie. So for me, what is that saying is that it could and it can, but you guys aren't in the space in which to do so. So it feels a lot like, I almost feel like I read for this question already. So I'm wondering if it might be a duplicate, but it's okay if it is. It feels like you guys are just not there. The decisions, you're working on the decisions, you're working on growing up, you're working on getting to that place, but there's still a lot of releasing and letting go of things that needs to occur before either one of you are going to be in the space or the place to have that functional marriage that you're hoping for, if that makes any sense. So I feel like yes-ish, my dears. Thank you so much for that question. And then like, tell me, I want to know when it happens, when you get engaged. I want that big rock picture or little rock picture, but I want the picture that says, hey, look what happened. Oh my God. So yes, I want that. Thank you, Miss Christina.
And then the follow-up comment to the last one, Miss Green.
Green. Thank you. My heart was broken last year and I'm trying to find myself. I long for someone else, but understand I have to find myself first. Oh my gosh. honey, you preach into the choirs. Yes, that is exactly the case. I mean, you will only, it's a mixed bag of, you will either never find, not never, you will not find someone, or the people that you find are terrible situations that only feed the neurotic self talk and all that all that head stuff that yes, aim for that, finding yourself first, because your relationships with everybody will be so much better once you get to that space. But thank you. Okay, will your mom stop criticizing you? I've been there. Let's read for that. Let's pull some cards. I'm gonna use a different deck. Oh, sorry, that was loud for no reason. I'm going to use my Deviant Moon for you. Well, Mom, stop criticizing you. Mom, stop criticizing you. Okay. Very cool. 1, 2. Oh, there we go. Okay, so my dear, I have the, if you can see it, it is the 9 of Cups. That one's upright for us. I also have the Page of Wands and the Magician. So with me having 2 reverse cards, versus 1 upright card, I feel like Mom's not going to be not criticizing you. I would love to dig in a little bit deeper as to why Mom's criticizing you, but usually there's a heart component to it, even though it drives us all the fuck nuts, like crazy. I'm a sailor, my apologies. There's usually a component of caring, even when it's salty and even when it's annoying as all hell, when they drive you nuts, and there's something in there that means well, even if it's not necessarily in the way that you can understand it. And that's the kind of the hard part, is that often like the languages aren't there, or the old stories from your past are there. So there's no changing of the relationship, if that makes any sense. Because I know, like, for myself, my relationship with my own mother got better when I finally was an adult with her, when I demanded that I be spoken to as though an adult, and I started behaving like an adult to my mother, and then I started putting firm boundaries between me and my mother. Because I know she loves me, I know she cares, but she also has a tendency to treat me like I'm 14. The hardship, though, was I often responded as though I was 14, even though I'm like in my 30s now. So often we still have to grow up a little bit in our behavior with our parents before they actually start to see us as adults. Yeah, as an adult, child as an adult criticizer myself. So thank you so much for that question. So just to kind of circle back around, you guys, what we're doing, the topic is right there. We're reading yes or no questions. So I'm digging into those close-ended, will this happen? What's going on? Not even what's going on. It's will this, yes or no's. It's what is, yes or no. So very close-ended yes or no questions. I love answering those because they're short, they're sweet, and usually they answer the question exactly as needed. And often they spur other conversations about why or how or what and when. Is this in your best interest? All those kind of things. So it can be fun. Miss Whitney, let's see. Hi. Hi back. My husband and I are currently trying for a baby. We had an ectopic pregnancy. I'm so sorry. A year ago. Our children in our future. Are we able to have babies? Oh, one, I'm sorry that you had an ectopic pregnancy. I heard many things about that being dangerous and painful, as all goodness. So I hope all the parts are in okay, because I have a little bit of a medical background. So when I hear ectopic, I understand what happened there. And so I want to make sure that you're okay. But yeah, let's see. Our children in your future. In all reality, honey, like if you want children, I mean, may not necessarily be a pregnancy by you. I mean, you could have a surrogate, you could adopt, you can coach the neighbor's kid. You know, there's so many ways in which children fall into our lives that having them in the traditional format is not always possible or even needed. But let's see if having a pregnancy, how about that? Let's see if having a pregnancy is in your future. This way. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I have for you is the Hierophant. I also have the 10 of Pentacles, but I also have the 5, 6, 7 of Swords. So what all these are telling me is that that's a strong high yes, that you will be getting pregnant. What I feel like though is that it's gonna be a little bit of a financial cost to it. So I'm wondering if you guys are gonna explore other options, like possibly in vitro or other fertility methods, so that you can actually conceive. But having babies in futures, yes, my dear. And that's a very, very high yes. So I'm glad to see that little munchkins are going to be running around your house and driving you nuts and keeping you up at night. But you'll love all of it. That's the thing. Even though it's crazy, you will love all of it. All right, my dear.
Tiffany's back.
Tiffany!
I have a question.
I love you met a new man already? Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like I love, because so Miss Tiffany and I had an appointment just a little while ago, and we had this whole conversation. So thank you, my dear. And I am excited to hear that a new person has arrived. That makes me exceedingly happy. And the person that asked if I was going to blush, I'm blushing right now. I could feel it. But Miss Tiffany, I'm so excited to see you here. But yes, let's see if anything good is going to come out of it. Yeah, that's pretty broad regarding anything good. So let's just see. Let's see what shows up, kind of keeping it in the yes or no context, okay? So is anything going to come out of it?
I said I still love that.
Oh, I bet. You and I had all that conversation. Okay, Tiffany. Is anything good going to come out of it? 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Miss Tiffany, look at you. So we got the Ace of Cups. That's all of them emotions, girl. This is also the 5, 6 of Pentacles. So I love that sense of generosity. What I do have also is the, what's that number? 5, 6, 7, 8? 8 of Swords. So this one being reversed is the only hang up. So I think yes. This card is like the exceeding high, not blowout, high, super high excitement, mental patient on a mountaintop, like super excited. Yes. So yes, there's a lot that could be great here. I'm worried that stuff with your ex is actually going to probably keep it from being necessarily as good as it could be. But it's self-inflicted. So with that in mind, you can choose to do things differently. You can maybe choose to not necessarily engage with past person as much or lend your ear as much. You can start to partition and maybe move away from the relationship so that you can actually devote yourself and your time and your energy to this new one. Because these two are fantastic, my dears. So yes, something can come good out of it if you let it. So you might have to think about what's going on with that one. But thank you, Miss Tiffany, for coming in today. I definitely appreciate seeing you again. All right, what do we have? Oop. Some shuffling around. All right, Natalie Stevens. Or will I meet anyone this year? Oh, okay.
So it's yes or no.
Got you. Okay. So Miss Natalie, Melissa was explaining for me since she's reading the comments in real time and I'm just reading the screen. Will you meet someone this year? Let's try it 2 ways. Let's see what the like this year as in to December, end of December, what that looks like. And then if we need to, we'll do calendar or 12 months from now kind of thing. So Natalie, will you meet anyone this year? And I'm assuming you mean romantically. So let's aim that way. Will you meet anybody romantically before December? How about that? Will you meet anyone romantically before the end of December? 1, 2, and 3. I'm still flushed. Oh, I wish you could feel my face. So flushy. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I have the Tower upright. I also have the King of Pentacles. And I also have the 3 of Pentacles. So I believe, my dear, that yes, it's a screaming yes that you'll be meeting somebody romantically, but I think it's going to be like through a life-altering rug pulled out from underneath you kind of events. I'm thinking work-related. I'm hoping that it's okay situation work-related because these two kind of talk to me about your financial situation. This one's more in lines to work projects, businesses, things that you do together for the cultivation of financial gains. Essentially, this guy is the mastery of that. So he's the boss. He's the in the cliche sense, not the actual boss, but like the male authority in the situation. So maybe he's a mentor or somebody that can help you with the project, or the guy who loans you the building to do the project. But yes, you have somebody coming in before the end of the year. So keep your eyes to the good. Keep your eyes to the ground. Keep your eyes to the ground. That's not going to be useful. Keep your ear to the ground instead of your eyes, because then you might just run into poles or trees or things like that. Don't do that. That would hurt. Oh gosh, should I stay with my guy? Ah, yes or no? Okay, let's wait for that one. My dear. I know. She made me blush. I told you, like, gotten all these rosy cheeks. And I have cheeks for days. Oh my gosh. I'm 30 pounds lighter, apparently, on accident. Well, more deliberately, but I still have cheeks. Cheeks won't go anywhere. I still look like I'm 12. And I'm 34. And no one believes me. Quick story time. So my wife and I, we also run a business out of our house, right? So we have the mail lady that comes and picks up packages directly from us at our house, which is awesome. She's super sweet. We've gotten to know her, love her bits and pieces. She thought I was my wife's daughter and that my son, who's 13, is my brother. So for the longest time, it was like, oh, go get your sister. Oh, does your sister have something? It's like, that's my son. And then there's that crazy look of like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm 34 and some change. That's my wife. Oh, and then there's that whole conversation like, I didn't know. But anyway, and it happens all the time. And she's only 2 years older than me. And people think I'm her daughter, which is sad. Oy. Okay, so let me not take the spotlight away from you. Let's see if you should stay with your guy. Should you stay with your guy? That's always that question. I wonder what's going on for you that even has to have that question come up. But let's see. Let's just pull the 3 cards. Let's go yes or no. Find out. Is it in your best interest to stay with your guy? Is it in your best interest to stay with your guy? 1, 2, 3. Is it in your best interest? 2, 3. Okay, sweetheart. I have the Hierophant upright. I also have the Two of Swords upright. I also have the Lovers reversed. So I'm picking up on a bit of that contention that you got going on, or that uncertainty about the direction of your relationship with them. But it seems like, yes, you should stay because the issue isn't necessarily with him or your compatibility or your are we meant to be together kind of thing. It's more of just your feels like more of the decisions, the trying to find the words to package this in the perfect way for you. It's deciding what you want, your direction, your ambitions, where you're wanting to go. If you're in a perpetual sense of discord or like the needing of some change in your environment, that's more coming from yourself. You haven't made the decisions that you need to make in order to move where you want to go. So regarding you and if you should stay in this relationship, then what cards are saying, they're not going to, so you must, but it's more of just like based on what you're going for and what you're trying to achieve and where you're at right now. It looks like a very much a yes, with the understanding that your discord or your discomfort isn't coming from them, if that makes sense. My third eye has opened and I'm changing a lot. So you are going to start making decisions left and right. I'm glad that there's this new breath of energy that's happening with you. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. He will either accommodate and grow up himself and change with you, or he won't, and things will occur. But it's not, he's the problem, or he's the source of your problems kind of thing. So I hope that answers that question, my dear. You need a full reading. That's always good. I would love to read for you. You can schedule time directly with me on my Facebook page. You can book the time. We can do most time. I have some openings in my schedule, but feel free to take a look. It kind of fills up. So sooner is always better rather than later. Also helps me plan my day. But I would love to read for you, my dear, and kind of get you taken care of. So, Miss Crystal, will I be with my better half for a long time? Will we get married? Those are two separate questions. Let's see. Everybody's been wanting to know, get married. Let's do the long time one. Let's see. Miss Crystal, will you and your person, your better half, oh, you're just as good as your other half, okay? Will you and your other half, be together, let's say 10 years. Well, you and your other half be together for 10 years. That didn't quite land right. You and your other half be together for 10 years. 1, 2, 3. You and the other half be together for 10 years. I could sing this all day, but I'm not going to. So what I have for you right now is the Page of Swords. I also have the 10 of Wands reversed with the 5 of Wands reversed. So the 10-year mark doesn't seem to go as of right now. Seems like there is some weighted contention, some arguments that occur then, and it's just from the inexperience of being in such a long-standing situation. Usually I feel like when people don't have really good examples as to what it looks like to be in a long-term relationship, as you progress, you start having road bumps and you start having issues, not necessarily meaning that you guys are going to be immediately falling apart at the first sign of trouble, especially if you kind of know this ahead of time. You can kind of prepare, plan, educate yourself, grow emotionally and mentally beforehand so that your end result isn't that we break up in 10 years. But as of right now, it looks like there's a little bit of a bit of friction, so that the 10-year mark as of right now doesn't look like a win, but there's so much time before that. And also nothing is set in stone. So this very well can, 10 years is a long time. A lot of life can happen in that space and time. So if you guys want to change that, you guys absolutely, absolutely, absolutely can. Go ahead. All right, Miss Patience, will you get your government job? I'm glad we went from marriage to jobs. I'm down for that. We've had a lot of marriage questions today. I'm still wondering. I'm going to be reading back through these comments. I really want to answer that question if it's ether or ethos. So if you weren't here for the first part of that whole conversation, I said something along the lines, it's in the ethos today, like marriage is in the ethos. And it's like, wait, it's ether, right? It's that metaphorical, metaphysical soup that we're all kind of swimming in. And she thought it's ethos. And I think ethos is, somebody is going to have to look up a definition of this. I think ethos is like your life philosophy. She's laughing at me, y'all. She's laughing at me. I think ethos is your life philosophy. It's that thing that drives you. I don't know. I have an ethos. I don't know what it is right now, but I'm sure I can remember it. Anyway, will you get your government job? Let me get back to that. I want you to get. Do you want your government job? I want you to get your government job. I want you to get your government job. I'm losing cards. So one of these days, I'm going to have this whole setup, okay? It's going to have a boom arm, so a camera that's above my head, so you can see what I'm pulling here, so that you're not just looking at my face, that you can actually see the cards too as I'm pulling them. So it's just more entertaining. You can actually see what I'm doing instead of just what you're doing, but below here. Here, there we go, below there. I don't know, what are you doing? Where are you? My bad. Will you get your government job? I am sober. I swear to God. I've had coffee and a little sip of green juice. Like that's what we do in this house. That's as close to intoxicated as we get. Coffee and green juice. Will you get your government job? All right, my dear. Let's see. I have the Six of Swords reversed. I have the Page of Pentacles upright. I have the Eight of Cups reversed. So for me, you have two cards that are walking away cards, so drifting away from things cards. That to me seems like it's not necessarily you getting this government job, but you getting something else. Maybe you haven't seen it yet. Maybe it's not been presented to you as of yet, because this Page of Pentacles is definitely newness. Like it's that new, and Pentacles is like work and effort and money, material things. It's the tactile things in our life. So I do see that, yes, you're getting one, but I don't think it's going to be government. There's something that you're moving away from. But the cool thing is you're moving towards something else. So I look forward for you. You'll have to tell me, like, I swear I did not just try to pick my nose. That did not happen. I was trying to like just rub my something. I don't know. You'll have to tell me what happened so that I can. Yeah, I know that sounded dirty. I'm so sorry. Like, anyway, distracted. Good job. Government job. Thank you. Thank you, babe. I think you'll get something. I don't think it's the government job that you were hoping for. So my apologies for that part, but I look forward to seeing what kind of job does show up for you. So let me know. I would love to stay in touch and find out what job you get, because that'd be fun to know about and talk about and read about and gossip and all the stuff. So thank you, my dear.
Maybe you can make this your
Okay.
She just came in.
Cool. Nikki just came in. Oh my gosh, you guys. Nikki, I will read for you in just a second. So if any of you had been with me last week, I was talking about how I was going to be doing a giveaway, but I created the little video for it, and I created the thing for it. I launched it, and I got no interest. It fell flat. Okay, so instead of doing that, I want to do something else, and I want to do it kind of right here. So what I want to do for the dear sweet 7 people that are in this room with me right now, I want to give away a 30-minute reading with me, either video or email, depending as to what our schedules can allow. But what I want you to do is comment the word tarot in this comment and then share this video anywhere you like. So share this anywhere you like. And what I'll do is I'll take your name, we'll put it into this randomizer. It might be just a bucket with a bunch of paper on it, but the super fancy handy dandy randomizer. And then I will draw a name tonight, tomorrow, and I will read for this person on any topic that they choose. That'll be my giveaway. That'll be my mea culpa, my make it better, since my parent offer a while ago just fell flat on its face. So my bad about that, but I'm glad to be able to take care of you in other ways. And I'm not trying to, I swear to God, I'm not trying to sound dirty, y'all. I'm not trying to. Melissa's never going to do this again for me. She's over there shaking her head. I wish y'all could see this. All right, so we have one more thing of housekeeping, and then I will get to Miss Nikki's question, especially since you just chimed in, my dear. I have a new service that I'm doing. And it's been on my Facebook page for a while, but I've refined it and I've gotten it put together in a much better format now. I am doing what I call like a year ahead forecast. And it's what it is a PDF. It's an email only reading. So this is something that I do over time. It takes about a day or two to complete. I do it over time, and I present to you a kind of zodiac inspired spread that talks about 13 different aspects of your life over the next year. So this could include your finances, your health, family, others, new beginnings, fortune, things of that nature. So it's a really nice way to maybe gift a birthday gift to someone, to yourself, to maybe just get a handle on what's going to be happening for the next 365 days. I've done a couple just recently as birthday gifts, and people trying to get an understanding as to what their year is going to look like. So I have that service on both my Facebook and on my Etsy. So you can find it at both locations. If you're interested, let me know, and I can get it for you guys. So it'll be fun. But all right, let's get to that question, because we got 3 minutes. So I'll keep this, not 6, there we go. I got 3 minutes. So I'll keep this quick for you guys. But Miss Nikki, is there someone coming towards me? Let's see if we can convert that into a yes or no. So is it like, is there a romantic option? Is there a romantic, someone that I'm going to be interested in romantically coming in the next, say, 6 months? Let's say 6 months. So she is someone that she's going to be interested in romantically be coming in the next 6 months. Next 6 months. I like how that sounds. All right, Miss Nikki. Let's see what we got. 2 and 3. 3 of cups. Okay. So what I have for you, my dear, is the 3 of cups reversed. I also have the 10 of cups reversed, but I also have the Knight of Wands upright. So what I'm seeing is that to make it's a mixed bag, and I'll tell you why. Because energetically it's a yes, but I'm saying no because I feel like you're not going to be able to see it. These 2 cards, to me, that's like connection, communion, community, party. I also had a card that fell out of a literal party. So it feels like, you know, something that's upbeat. You definitely do have it in you to see this person, but I'm wondering if for some reason, maybe your expectations as to what you want that person to be is going to be this. And so when this shows up, you're going to miss it entirely because he's there. He is there. I don't think you're going to be able to see it just as of yet. So maybe as a cautionary tale, as you're going into your adventure and your path and your Foreverland, maybe being open and letting go of some of, not necessarily your standards. Like I would never tell you to let go of your standards. Like, come on now, but more of evaluate your options that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise, and see if you never know you're gonna find out. You never know that was so high pitched. You never know who is going to show, who's going to be there. And this guy's a knight in shining armor in always, and he's very active, and he's the love. He wants the love. It's gonna be a good yes. So he's there. I think you're gonna have a hard time seeing them. So I hope that you can work on this now, so that when he shows, you can spot his. Oh, I want to say things. You can spot him. Thank you. All right, you guys. It is right at my cutoff hour. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Sorry?
When will you be back?
I will be back. I'm always back. Well, not always back, but yeah, I'm back. I'll be back next Wednesday, same time. 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so long as life and schedule allows. Keep an eye on the page, like and follow, of course. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, any follow-ups, anything that you want me to touch on a little bit more, please feel free to schedule the time with me directly on my Facebook and or Etsy, so you guys can catch me in all the locations. And I would love, 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 love to read for any one of y'all. So you guys take care. Thank you so much. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.